And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. A little different for the channel. We're going to be going straight into Tunisia versus England. The first review of the England attempt at winning a World Cup since 1966. Now, I'll tell you my age and then you can understand where I'm coming from. I'll be 42 on July the 15th. Basically, in the World Cup final, the day of the World Cup final, I'll be 42 years old. During these 42 years, I've seen England play a number of World Cups and European Championships. And it's been the same old story. You know, we overhype and underdeliver or do not perform. The national press boosts us up. We've got all these world-class players. They're all valued so much. And then when it comes to the tournaments, we fail. With Southgate now, we have a New England, unbeaten qualifiers, and there's much hope within the nation that England might win a World Cup. There's a lot of skepticism within this country as to why England won't win the World Cup. So this time, the approach is, because of all the other incidents that have happened at with England, the approach has been no expectations. There's no expectations on this team. We'll just see how this young team does. When you talk about no expectations, then mentally it's like, oh, we got no expectations. We're not expected to do anything. We're not expected to perform. And England tonight played like a team that wasn't expected to perform, to me. But I expected them to perform. As far as I'm concerned, if you're playing against Tunisia, as far as I'm concerned, personal opinion here, Tunisia are nothing more than a pub team. Oh, yeah, well, they're the number one team in Africa. Okay, fine. When you look at the Tunisian back four, the defense, how much are they worth? How many of those defenders would be playing in a Premiership team? The midfield, the attack. One England player probably is worth all of that whole Tunisian team. And for me, if you talk about winning a World Cup, then teams like Tunisia, A, you should be struggling to break down, and B, you should be scoring a hatful of goals against. Now, also predictable. Well, when England scored the first goal, and congratulations to Harry Kane before I go further, and scoring those two goals, covering England's, for me, very dismal, dry display. Why I am like this. Harry Kane's two goals just covers over the cracks in what is a pretty poor performance from an England team against Tunisia. I mean, just think this second. Tunisia, and then you put a Brazilian team against in there, or you put a Belgium team in there, or or Portuguese team, or a Spanish team in there. We would have looked completely out of depth. We would have looked completely out of sorts. Then again, we might just be a team that plays to the occasion. But this is the first game of the World Cup for England. To me, you start quickly, you set a pace, and for the first half an hour, the balls were being pinged left, right, and there was lots of movement, and off the ball, balls whipped into the box. And there was calamity with the first goalkeeper. He got injured. So, and he was, I think, then they brought the other keeper in. He was the third choice keeper. And I'm thinking to myself, hold on. If that's a third choice goalkeeper in a Tunisian side, surely you want to be testing this goalkeeper out, really testing him. Okay? Put him under pressure, see what he's about. But England seem to be more content on stroking the ball around, passing it back, passing it around casually. No urgency about what they were doing. Looking good, passing the ball here, passing the ball there. Pass, 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 pass. Lose the ball. Tunisia get the ball back. Pass, 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 pass. And there was no sort of urgency. When England scored the first goal and Kane scored the goal, it was like they bloody won the World Cup. I was like, what are you doing? That's not, you score a goal. Okay, get back to your mark. Let's go again. You're expected to score. You're expected to beat Tunisia. We all celebrating as if you just won a World Cup. Get yourself back. Get yourself back. Information, good to go again. We're expected to score. We want to score more goals. No. You know, typical England. There's always somebody in the England side. And this World Cup will be no different. There's always somebody in the England side that has to do something stupid. Always somebody. Kyle Walker, was it unfortunate he put his arms out and conceded a penalty? I don't know. But there's always someone in the England team, whether it be Gerrard, whether it be Heskey then, whether it be, there's always somebody there, the goalkeeper. There's always an element of calamity with one of the England players. And it's only a matter of time before one of those calamities happen again. Missing a penalty when you should put the ball in the back in there, making a tackle just outside the box to allow someone to score a free kick. Typical England. And I just wonder to myself now, you've got a new, fresh side of young players, but it seems to me that they didn't have the exuberance or the daring to be great side. They seem to play with some sort of a lock on them, I don't know. And I do look at the coaching system. The other thing I do wonder as well about this England team is they're playing together. But listen to this. All these England stars look good among great players, you know, in the sides. All the foreign players, you know, they are top quality players. And the England players will just sit around those players. So it's going to be very interesting to see how far this England team can go. If you're thinking about winning a World Cup, that display isn't good enough. Well, somebody will say, well, hold on. The other teams didn't do well in the World Cup. I don't give a damn about the other teams. I don't give a damn about the other teams. The other teams have probably got more of a chance of winning the World Cup than we do. And don't worry about Germany, because we all know how Germany go. Germany play crap in the beginning, and then they get into momentum before you know they're in a cup final. You can't argue the German record. They get there somehow or the other, most times. Most times. But for me, it was listless. The 2 goals from Kane were decent goals. The other thing is, why the hell are you crossing the ball into the box flat all the time? I mean, listen, you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and the defense of the Tunisian side was able to block it out each and every time. Didn't get it. The other thing I didn't understand is, what the hell are you starting with Raheem Sterling just behind Kane for? What? I mean, who does that? I mean, I would never have done that. I would have played Rashford just behind Kane. Rashford is a guy who creates, opens up opportunities, and he himself will go forward and score goals. Proven goal scorer. What the hell are you opening Raheem Sterling for? He seems to have 2 left feet. Personal opinion. And every time I've seen Raheem Sterling play, I've seen him run and fall over. I've seen him miss opportunities in front of goal. To me personally, at England level, it's not good enough. Not when you think about winning a World Cup. I think Rashford should have been playing behind Kane, but there you go there. That's my personal opinion. You need to be going out there and not just saying, we just scraped past Tunisia. And what will happen now with the British press that be like, Kane's 2 goals. What a world beater Kane is against, as far as I'm concerned, a pub team. Let him do it against Belgium. Let him do it against the top teams in the world at the World Cup, and we can start talking then. Because for me, that sort of defense, you should be scoring 3, 4, 5 goals against. If you're rating your team, that players that high. And maybe you say I'm being harsh here, but for me, pretty poor from England, not good enough, and they're going to have to improve considerably when they play against Belgium. You know what I mean? Because Belgium are not going to be no joke. Their defense will be better. Their attack will be a lot better. And if Walker's doing what he's doing here against the likes of Tunisia, you can only just wonder what Lukaku's going to be doing against our English side. Let me see what people are saying in the room anyway. I'm fed up about ranting. People say, why am I negative? It's not about negative. It's like I'm not. The English mentality is of, you know what? We just scraped past, but we will beat us. No, that's why we failed. And that's why teams like Germany and France and Italy and Spain and Portugal, all these teams go beyond us because they don't accept such a low standard. We accept low standards and expect from those low standards to get rewarded. It doesn't happen. As a coach, coaching at the highest, having coached at the highest level at another sport, Me, if that was my side, that performance, that's not good enough. That's not the sort of performance I want to be seeing against a team that want to win the cup. We're going to have to be considerably better. We need to be attacking defenses like this and scoring goals, you know, to show that we are that quality. We are a step above. To me, I couldn't tell the difference between Tunisia and England. That's just being honest. There was no defining difference between England and Tunisia. When they talk about England having overpaid players, this is another opportunity. This is another chance where people say, look at this, not good enough. So people could say, I'm being negative. No, I'm being constructive. And I'm saying, from a coaching perspective, yes, England are a decent side and they're a young side. Criticisms, they didn't play, in the second half, they didn't play with the pace and the intensity and the aggression that was necessary. They never tested that goalkeeper enough. That's a third choice goalkeeper. The crosses in were flat at times, and it was the same old, over and over and over again, doing the same old things. There was not a lot of creativity. Okay. And Raheem Sterling was on way too long. Okay. And then to end it on a positive note is that, hey, well, this is the first game of the World Cup. They've got 3 points. So let's see what they do in another game, in the next game up. So there you have a positive constructive criticism, or what we'd call in coaching a praise burger. I've given you some positivity. I've given you my constructive criticism, and I'm gonna say at the end something positive. So yes, we have got off to a win. To me, I'm not going to allow that to cover my eyes with crap and say, well, you know, Kane scored 2 brilliant goals. What a fantastic striker Kane is. No, he scored against a pub side as far as I'm concerned. When you look at the whole, Tunisia's got no chance of winning the World Cup. Absolutely none. No, zippo, none, nothing. When you talk about England and before the game, if you go around the pub and say, Tunisia, and we whipped Tunisia, we beat 2-0, we beat 3-0. It should be a walk in the park. We should not be leaving it to last in extra time to score goals. Come on, against Tunisia. Behave yourselves. Come on, man. Anyway, so let's just move on. Let's see what people are saying in the room. Non-boxing related, so I'm gonna go, Ingram. See you soon. Tunisia is the first team in Africa. So bloody what? Come on, England. So right, England. Those England players choke all the time. Maybe they aren't that good instinctively. Good point. Was a poor performance. Henderson, I don't rate him at all, and he should be subbed off. Ali at half time. I think Ali might have been injured. Shocked Vardy didn't come on as well. Glad we got the win. The Maguire played well. The Maguire did play well. Fair play to him. Southgate was appeasing Ali. He should have taken him off at half time. Very poor. Agreed. Maybe injured. Kane care more about top scorer award. Yes, he is. He does care about that. Fair play to Kane. Fair play to him for that. That penalty was harsh, man. Yeah, it was maybe harsh, but you know what? We've seen England before. We've seen England. England seem to attract this garbage. Do I have to take you back to the Graham Taylor times where it was Koeman? I think it was Koeman who should have gone off for a red card for the offence, and it's the same guy that comes back and scores the goal and knocks England out of the qualifier for the World Cup against Holland. Remember that game? Graham Taylor, go back and look at it. Compared to what they are doing all game, come on, England. Come on, England tried much harder than Argentina and Germany. Or for flip's sake, Argentina and Germany. Are you comparing those two teams? Argentina and Germany. When's the last time England won a World Cup? Argentina and Germany, 2 better sides than England. Come on, man. Don't go there. I don't think this England team are great at all, but I think we do have pretty good, and we have had world-class teams before and have done really poor. But then but the teams we play against have been world-class as well, to be fair. All about the W. No, it's not about the W. It's not about the W, because if you take that approach, if you take that approach, that's why England is the standard they are today, because it's not all about the W. It's about how you got the W, how you got to the W. If you took the same approach to boxing, and you are an unbeaten fighter, and you fought a guy that had a record of 15 fights and 32 losses, and you got knocked down 5 times, but you clung on and got a points win. You got a points win. Do you say, it's just about the win? No, it's not. You're going back and you're going to analyze what you've done. So it's not just about the win. And that's the problem with England. just about the win. That's the mentality, and that's why we haven't won a World Cup since '66, because we felt that there's no need to analyze where we are about things. So it's not just about the win. Spain only beat them 1-0, mate. Spain. Are you comparing England with Spain? Are you comparing England with Spain? Don't. Stop worrying about other people are doing. Worry about what your own team are doing. That's why England don't win shit. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Everybody else has moved further forward. You know, I don't see many English managers moving out to manage in Spain. I don't see many England managers moving out to manage in Germany. I don't see many England managers moving out to manage in France or Italy. I don't see that. I see a lot of the foreign managers moving to England. I don't see a lot of English players transferred out to the Spanish league. So I don't want to hear this nonsense. This, you know, we seem to look at things with one eye sometimes. It's not fair. It's not right. We've got to be honest. If we be honest and we say, look, we weren't good enough. We need to improve, because what you're basically saying is, at the moment, we won the game. We got the win. Let's move on to the next game. No, I'm saying we got the win. We shouldn't have been struggling against Tunisia. We need to smash Panama when we play them. We got to smash Panama, or we can't be struggling and get 1-0 wins. Forget what Spain does. If Spain go on and win the World Cup, we've got nothing to do with that. So that's the sort of mindset we've got to have. When Spain lift the World Cup, it's got nothing to do with us. When Germany lift the World Cup, it's got nothing to do with us. When Brazil win the World Cup, it's got nothing to do with us. So why is it our business who does what and where they do? Don't give a damn. It's about England, and that's what England got. That's what we've got to be like. Agree. Very poor. If the want to play good with the top dogs, if not out, be out before we do it. Exactly. He speaks the truth, bro. England need good kick up the arse. Agreed. All them teams are better player now, mate. We're not going to win it, mate, if we get quarters. That would be a good cup. Let me tell you something. I played with my England team. If you look on my FIFA, right? And we were doing well. I mean, if you go look at my England team, we scored goals in the last 5-10 minutes, and even in extra time on my FIFA game. And we got to Brazil in the quarterfinals, and it was just 2 errors we made. And Brazil got through and scored goals. Neymar was an absolute fire. Could you imagine England's defense against Neymar on fire? Well, not at the moment, but these guys will become on fire. Don't worry about that. Tunisia is a force in Africa. I agree. Ball went out just before corner. Seems like it's been set up to finish this way. Should have been 3-0, possibly 5 or 6, but good game. What? No. Not a good game. It should have been 5 or 6. Why didn't we score the 5 or 6? That's what I'm thinking. Tunisia divers. Well, maybe so. Portugal was playing pathetic 2 years ago, and they won the Euros. England can do the same. Don't compare England with Tunisia, with Portugal. Mentalities are very different. The technical schools are very different. So don't go there. I think if we drew tonight, we wouldn't have got out the group. We will lose to Belgium, and Tunisia would have somehow drew against Belgium. Glad we won. Yeah, I'm glad we do win. If you want to be honest, check replay from last goal. Ball clearly went out before corner. We need Delph in midfield, left footer, touched by genius. He's not an effing left back. I agree. Well, let me say something. I ain't so convinced about the Ashley Young situation. I'm not convinced about him playing for England. I'm not convinced of Raheem Sterling playing for England. So there's 2 players that have got to go. Do not rate either of them. Dele Alli today looked very questionable as well in midfield. Personally, like I said, I'd like to play Rashford just behind Kane. I'd like to see Welbeck slipping on the left-hand side, coming in. Now I'm doing the old, what do we call it? I'd like to see him down the left. Or if not down the left, then bring Rashford down the left. I'd like to see one of those creative players down the left, and then maybe someone behind Kane. I don't know. But I'd like to see somebody behind Kane that's creative enough. So forget Ashley Young. Sorry, Ashley Young Ashley Young and Sterling are 2 guys that should never have flipping got on the plane. Personal opinion. Just I've never seen why is Sterling playing behind Kane? I don't see him as the kind of guy that, if you think about guys who've played but just behind the striker before, so guys like Teddy Sheringham, maybe Paul Scholes, You know, even Gerrard in that role at one point, Lampard. I just don't see Sterling having that sort of creative ability. I thought Sterling was a winger that just run down the wings. I don't get it. Yes, talking about left backs, we can't do nothing with Young playing left back. He's a squad player at least, and I'm a United fan. Welbeck is whack as well. Yeah, I know Welbeck is whack, but Welbeck is whack for Arsenal, but he seems to score goals for England, and you gotta take that into consideration. You know, some guys may not play well for their club, but they play well for their country. For me, I'm looking at club. I'm looking at country form, not club form. And Welbeck seems to have that touch of class when he scores goals for England. I don't care if he's the guy, if he's the magic genie. Every time that I go to Welbeck, he scores goals for England. I'm playing him in my side. You're right about Sterling and Young would never be a starter. You're being too harsh, mate. This is the best performance by an England team since 2002, and including Euros, mate. What? The best performance? Are you having a party, mate? The best performance? You must be Tunisian, mate. You must be Tunisian. Wait, a mass. If somebody could get a calculator as to how much every single England player is worth, mass that all together, yeah, and then tell me how much the Tunisian team is worth, and you got to tell me that's a great England performance. Don't go there, please. Come on. Rashford needs to start like Mbappe. I agree with you there. Nah, you're being too soft. Gives you a spark. I'm glad you laugh at Nair. At least we're not watching Wayne Rooney. That's as good as a World Cup win. You listen. You laugh, yeah? But for me, I think you need a little bit more experience. And you may knock Wayne Rooney, right? You say what you want about Wayne Rooney. I would have rather seen Wayne Rooney behind Kane than flipping Raheem Sterling. You going to argue me about that? You got experience. You got the guy who's been to a World Cup before. You could play Rooney in that kind of Sheringham role. You know he can score from long range. You know he can do little passes. He's got the experience. I would play Rooney right behind Kane. I would have done that. I would have taken that chance. But maybe people think I'm crazy. English players are not worth that much skill-wise, except Kane. Ruben Loftus-Cheek deserves to start. Yeah, he does deserve to start. Of course he does. But hello, England. What's going on, man? I'm just having a rant about England. When was the last time England played well at a tournament that one not qualifies? England are crap. Overrated teams. Overrated. For a nation that started football, crap. That's when you're looking at expectation level. Garbage. Absolute garbage. Sorry. If you're thinking about winning a World Cup, that's garbage. If you're thinking of getting knocked out at a quarterfinal stage and, you know, getting smashed in the process, yeah, that's fine. But that, no, sorry. Garbage. Defoe should be ready for the super sub role. Yeah, maybe. No, listen, I picked my cousin to play in my FIFA team, but no. Rashford and RLC definitely need to start next game. Their quality. I think Vardy would have got a few goals tonight. Yeah, I'd like to see it. Sterling's only a dribbler. Why people don't see that? I never know. Hey Ingram. Hey Johnny Nelson. No way. We just need Delph behind Kane. Rooney donkey touch. 2-headed goals in 4 or 5 tournaments. Come on, Ingram. But I'm looking at experience there. You can't beat experience. And I'm thinking of Rooney in a kind of Sheringham role. I'm not expecting Rooney to get me 10, 15 goals. I'm looking for a little bit of experience behind a guy who expects to score goals, which is he's assisting Kane. That's what I'm looking at that. Boxing is the best. Good night, all. Yes, great. So Rooney's too old for the national now. No, I don't think so. It's because we supposedly are the best league in the world. That's because a majority of the top players are foreigners. Totally agree with you there. Yeah, unfortunately, Indians know close to nothing about football. Listen, it would be like I don't know. I don't describe it. Harry Maguire was really good moving the ball as well. Well, you know what? To be fair, Joey, Maguire was good against Tunisia. If he does that against Belgium, we're talking. This is the standards we have. We say he did well against Tunisia. If he did well against Portugal and he was up against Ronaldo and he defended well, I was like, yeah, this guy's a top quality player. He did well. But as far as I'm concerned, he did what he was supposed to do. You see how the standards are set? He did what he was supposed to do. Kane scored 2 goals against Tunisia. He did what he was supposed to do. Now, when you bang 2 goals home against the Dutch, or you bang 2 goals home against Germany, or you bang 2 goals home against Brazil, and you win the game, now you're doing something spectacular. England lost to Iceland at the Euros, a team that was there only because they expanded the Euro. They expanded the Euros. Quarterfinals of the World Cup is like winning the World Cup and defending it. Oh, shit. Oh, dear. United just swap Jones for Maguire and give their money. If we play like that against Belgium, they will lose of course. This is my point, people. This is my point. Well, the Dutch are not even in the World Cup, LOL. Yeah, well, maybe they're not. But the Dutch have had some great players along the years. Sounded like the commentator was looking to use the weather as a reason why you're not winning. You know what I hate? I can't stand, right? Like, oh, it's Harry Kane. It's Harry Kane. I'm like, yeah, okay. Let's just calm down a second. This is against Tunisia. You'd have thought Kane would score the World Cup winner the way the commentators are going on. Too excited. Calm it down. Kane scored 2 goals. That's nice. I don't want to see 2 million replays now of the 2 Harry Kane goals. I don't want to see that. That's what this country will do. When was Stavern? We're talking about Stavern. Rashford and Kane are the 2 world star players in England. Well, that remains to be seen. They have to do it on the world stage. Kane and Rashford. Jordan Henderson, his legs broken, completely and utterly useless. Oh, shit. The referee was a Tunisian in disguise. This guy gave the softest penalty in the world. They didn't give Kane one. Yeah, okay, I understand. Commentary was very biased. They complained after every Tunisian foul. Well, I listen. I watched the whole thing on Indian TV, so it was quite funny watching the Indian TV. And they had a green screen in the background. You could tell it was a green screen in the background for the studio. What a cheapskate studio it was, but it's Sony, so the presentation was all right. LOL commentators will complain about the Tunisians time wasting from early. Oh dear. Yeah, so I'm just tired of listening to England commentators and listening to England predictions, and then it's just same garbage, same old garbage, same old garbage. Do you know what I mean? If you want something different, then do something different. It just seems younger players with the same mentality. That's what it seems like to me. You don't have a TV license, England? No, I just where I'm connected, where I live. It's very hard to get some of the Freeview channels, but we do get some of the, because of it's the area that we live in. It's high up, and the connections are not great here. And you can only get BT, Sky. You can't get anything else. And some of the not Sky, yeah, you can only get BT. So some of the channels haven't come through. So that's how it goes. The worst commentator is Mark Hansen. He tries to come up with the worst banter. Commentators complain about literally everything except the English players. Well, you're hearing it for yourself. Now you understand. Now you understand. Now you get it. So, as long as we just tone down how much we rate our players, let's allow them to perform against a top side, and then we can analyze exactly how great these world stars are. How great is Harry Kane? Don't know. Let's see him do it against some of the top teams, and then we'll see. Ironically, today I was watching a documentary on John Barnes, one of my favourite players, period, in the game. Apart from Thierry Henry, Barnes was one of my favourite players. And just watching John Barnes and his story and watching him score that goal against Brazil where he ran past 4 Brazilian players and scored a goal against Brazil was something to cherish. They said that no English player had ever done something like that. And for Barnes to actually run for those 4 Brazilian players and score a goal, that's when people say, well, Barnes was amazing. But they expected Barnes to do that every single game. But what I'm saying is this. We need to stop looking at England when they score, like Kane scored 2 goals against Tunisia. We need to say, okay, yeah, he scored the 2 goals. He did it because he was expected to do it. Now let's see you do it against top teams. Another fact, Ingram, at halftime, England players ran into the tunnel like girls to avoid the flies passing from them. Oh, God. Well, my team is playing tomorrow. Hope for better referee than the one England got. LOL. We should be beating Tunisia. It's worrying that we played like that against Africa's best ranked side, and their best player in the league is one for Sunderland. There you go. Thank you very much. That sums it all up. And if I was a pundit, I'd be saying, you know what? How are we struggling against a pub team? I'm not being funny. There are a couple of pub teams I know now will probably beat England today. Just being honest. Just being honest. So, yeah, I think I've ranted enough. So what do I hope to see in the next games with England? I expect us to stuff Panama. Expect him to stuff Panama. Ashley Young runs like he's got 1.5 legs and always looks like he's just out. Shaking my head. What I want to see from England, I want to see, you know, that you're probably right. A couple pub teams would be England. The commentators and pundits are yes men. Of course they are. What I'd like to see from England, this England team lacks character, like Gaza, Pearce, Barnes. They're all sort of robots, media-trained players. Sterling's first touch is horrendous, I agree. His second touch is mere. Harry Kane must have swallowed thousands of flies. Runs like he's holding shit. LOL, no Ingram. There are no pub teams that you know that can be England. Yeah, Tunisia almost did it. Well, we had a pub team that almost drew with England, which was Tunisia. So, England's got to do well against Panama. I swear, there's going to be absolute hell. Listen, you've got to also bear in mind, I'm an Arsenal supporter. So I know BS when I see it. I know poor performances when I see it. And I know that when Arsenal fans go, we're going to win the league because we won a couple of friendlies and win a friendly cup, we think we're going to win the league. No, that's not good enough. So I understand BS when I see it. Nothing will beat Sterling's run. Haha, Rex on ice. Hey, Ingram, you're bang on the money. England have been a hype job since 1970 onwards, and have constantly failed to deliver. And 42 now. Wow, looking good, bro. Thank you very much. James Hernandez, my brother. James Hernandez. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, we have a legend in the room. James Hernandez. James Hernandez was the first guy. It was me and James Hernandez that did the first ever Google Hangout. We were first. The boxing voice was second. We were first. The boxing voice was second. That's historical. James Hernandez, and we were called the Boxing Hangout. James Hernandez, you are a legend. Rashford has to start. Early goals are the key for England. Our crossing and open plays always die no matter who plays. Yeah, well, that's going to happen. We've got to get our crossing. And if you can't break down, ultimately, if you cannot break down Tunisia, you're going to stand no chance against the world's best defensive sides. Just not. They look like a bunch of fragile overplayed divas, to be honest. We're the ones like Frank Lampard. At no point, I mean, we saw Rashford try, but he was on too late. There was nobody that I saw that actually said, you know what? I'm going to take this ball and I'm going to run straight to the goal. I didn't see none of that. I didn't see anyone pick up the ball and say, you know what? I'm running at him. I'm going to have a goal. Too scared. Pass. Pass responsibility on somebody else. Let somebody else mess it up. Let somebody else. Nobody dared to be great. I just saw him pick up the ball and say, right, I'm going right at him. I've had enough of these Tunisians. I'm going right at them. Didn't see any of that. And ultimately, you're like a Ronaldo. He's going to run at you. He's going to go at you. Do you know what I mean? That's what makes guys like that great. He's going to run at you aggressively. Try and beat 2-3 players. Make something happen. But England are just waiting for somebody else to make it happen. Waiting for somebody else. So that's my thoughts on the whole thing. I want to see a bit more aggression, a bit more pace, a bit more daring to be great. And a bit more, you know, thinking about what you're doing. Crossing these balls into the box, just not thinking about what you're doing. Tippy-tappy bollock play, no control late on, I agree. Trippier tried hard, but really he should be bench and Walker as right back. But there you go. Kelbrook dared to be great. History makers. We were indeed, brother. We were history makers. So that's about it. I think I'm going to come back and I've got to do a video on Wilshere would have owned it even if we got 2 or 3 games out of him. It would have been bad. Yeah, I would like to see Wilshere play. I would like to see Wilshere play. Yeah. Right, I'm out of here. Thank you all for watching this first post-match review of England and Tunisia. By the way, check out on the channel my FIFA attempt at trying to win a World Cup with England. And yes, I'm going to come back and do a boxing chat. I'm going to do a little bit about Fury and his comeback fight and address that a little further. So I'll be back soon. Take care.